how you plan your itinerary can 100% make or break your entire trip. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I plan my entire travel itinerary from start to finish, whether that's a staycation, a little getaway, or a full-on international vacation. I'm walking you through how I use TikTok for inspiration, make the most out of your notes app, and how I use my favorite itinerary planner. Also, hi, welcome back to this week's video. My name is Lizette. I post lots of travel and lifestyle content, so subscribe to follow along for more, but let's get into it. Step 1. Now that you have your destination planned out, we need to figure out where we want to go, what we want to see. Usually if you're planning a trip somewhere, you have a general idea of some landmarks, some stores, some things that you really want to see. Or if you're anything like me, I get a lot of inspo from TikTok. And to be honest, that's usually where I start because you get to see real videos of people actually already at these places, much more than like blurry pictures that you can get from websites. If you're looking for something simple and you don't know about this, on TikTok you can favorite a video, click manage, and then you can add it to a folder. I have tons of folders on TikTok for like food inspo, outfit inspo, but especially when I have a trip coming up, I make a folder for that destination and just save videos into that folder, which is simple and easy enough. So when you're planning, you can reference that back. However, if you're someone like me that's chronically online and sees countless videos a day and is constantly saving so much inspo, it can get a little bit overwhelming when you go back to plan. Maybe you liked one out of the 10 things someone recommended. The first thing I do when I know I'm going to visit a new place or have a trip in the books, I will save it to my notes app. I'm going to be referencing my Paris trip during this video a lot because everything I'm telling you right now is exactly what I did for my Paris trip, and I feel like that's why it was the trip of my dreams because of everything that I put into it. So here's what I recommend you do. You open up a new note, title it Paris, London, Boston, wherever you're going. Then I like to separate it, have little separate sections, again, to try to keep things as organized as possible when you sit down to start trying to plan an itinerary. But of course, you can always do just like food, stores to do is nice and general, but still organized enough to figure things out. The reason that I love the notes app method is because whenever I'm scrolling on TikTok, maybe for too long, I get a random viral video about Paris saying you have to check out this store. I write down the place that I think I would like and I put it in my notes app. If it's a store, it'll go under shop, and they're just bullet points. That's it. If there was something specific that I really liked about that store, like if it's a souvenir shop or a perfume shop or where they sell the viral ballet flats that I want, I will just make a quick note. So when I go put it in my itinerary, I see the store and I'm like, what even is this store? Why would I want to go here? Oh yes, it's because this is where they sell this thing that I am interested in. Make yourself little notes if you need to, so you don't forget the reasoning of why you would even want that place to begin with. Again, if this is a huge international trip, you're probably planning this months ahead of time, so you have a long time to passively just be scrolling on TikTok as you see things, as your For You page curates to you. You're gonna have lots of time to curate this long list over time. However, sometimes you need to go and do the digging. So this method works if you need to do it passively months before a trip, or if you need to deep dive and search for specific things to do wherever you're visiting. Another way to find really great places to add to your itinerary is YouTube, of course. I watched, cannot even tell you how many vlogs, how many Paris vlogs I watched. If you have a Paris vlog, I probably watched it because I watched so many vlogs. And yes, of course, you can watch like travel guides, more of those really composed, thought out, very informational, very helpful guides to Paris. But what I really love for me personally is watching just like a regular lifestyle vlog video about Paris. I really like to see the flow of the day. How did you spend your day? How much could you jam into one day? Those little tips and pieces of advice that come with just spending the day in Paris, like, oh, pro tip, do this, buy this, don't do this. So I really like that about just like a general lifestyle Paris vlog. So I recommend that as well. I think both are very helpful, but don't discredit those like fun little vlogs. I also found a lot of new YouTubers to subscribe to while I was on that search. I do have some of those style videos of my travel vlogs as well if you guys want to check those out. And again, everything I was seeing on there, places they went to, apps they were using, I would put it into my notes app. Once I have a list of ideas saved in my notes, it's time to head over to our itinerary planner and actually start organizing our days and our itinerary. Now, the itinerary planner that I use specifically for all of my travels and trips since I have discovered it is called Wanderlog. I found out about this through social media and I am so happy that I did. I was in the trenches of planning my Paris trip and I had sticky notes, maps of the arrondissements, trying to really map out the perfect day, and I was really struggling until I found this website, and I have recommended it to everyone since I started using it. I'm like constantly talking about this, and no, this is not sponsored, but I wish it were. But I just want to tell you some of the reasons that I really love it and why I think it is so worth it to use a site like this, specifically this one. So not only does it let me add in all of those spots that we saved, you can save them in different little categories like we did on our notes app. Places you want to visit, food, shopping. Another really great thing about this is it lets you add your hotel reservations, your flights, any restaurant reservations that you have just by forwarding your confirmation emails to the email that they provide you, and it automatically adds it into your system with the correct dates. The number one reason that I really wanted to use something like this is because I was having trouble trying to figure out the most efficient way to spend the days. I didn't want to be hopping from this area to this area to this area when I could maximize the day in this area, and then the next day we go to this area and this area. I was able to see a map of my exact pins of everything I specifically wanted to see onto this little personal curated map for myself. Where's this dinner reservation that I made? So that day needs to be planned around this dinner reservation in this area. So it helped me so much. When you start putting in the stuff you want to do just in general, it'll tell you this store's hours are from 10 to 5. They're closed on Tuesdays. Lots of things in Paris are randomly closed during days of the week. The Louvre is closed on Tuesdays. Also, when you put everything you want into Wanderlog, you can also put in those helpful notes. So if I save this store, I can put cute souvenirs, I can put they sell jelly cats, I can put matcha, I can put whatever it is about the location that I saved, just how we did in our notes app, onto this site as well, which is so helpful. And my favorite part is, of course, building the actual itinerary. It's always going to start you off at your hotel. It has your hotel as the first thing every time because you're obviously starting at your hotel every day. So as you start adding stuff into your itinerary for certain days, it'll tell you either the walking, driving, public transportation time that it'll take you to get from this place to the first place you add to your itinerary. Same thing, from this place to the next place. It tells you the walking time. And then at the very end, it'll also tell you how long it'll take to get back to your hotel so that you can plan things as efficiently as possible. And I think that is the number one way to have the best time and the best trip, is making things effortlessly efficient. I don't like to have my itinerary usually so stacked. Sometimes I do think you have to sometimes, but why I love this is because if we're already doing our reservation that's in this area, I already know all these stores are marked that I already want to see and do in this area. So as we walk around, walk yourself along this route so that you're able to see and do the things you want to do. Also, I will note there is a paid version of Wanderlog that you can use. I just use the free version for any time that I've used it. I like to use this on my laptop because I just think it's easier to navigate planning when you're inputting all this stuff. Personally, I just think it's a little bit easier, but they do have an app, and I did download the app on my phone as well because that's what I use when I was out and about. Actually, on these trips, I can easily see. Will say though, if you're going somewhere and you're not going to have service, the paid version allows you to use the app without Wi-Fi, so just something to keep in mind. I did have internet on my phone while I was out on my trip, so I didn't run into that issue. All right, you guys, now I will be giving you a proper tutorial on how to use the Wanderlog website. This is the homepage, and as you can see, here are some of the trips that I have planned through this app. If you are looking to plan a new trip, you just go over here where it says plan new trip. You're going to put, let's say Hawaii, and you put Hawaii, and then you put the dates that you're going through, and then you do start planning. You can enter to invite someone. We'll click maybe later, trip to Hawaii. And as you can see, it starts giving you some suggestions on where you can go, other people's 10-day itineraries, guides, and stuff like that, which can be super helpful. However, as I mentioned, I will be showing you guys the example as I've been constantly referring to for my trip to Paris. So this is the home screen. It tells you your trip and you input your date. So it already has dates for your possible itineraries just already put in. Here are the other little categories. So this is the Explorer that we're at. Any additional notes you want to make about your trip. The flights, it's so easy. Like I mentioned, you just forward your confirmation over and it inputs your flight details. Same with your hotels that you're going to be staying at. My trip was half in Paris and half in Disneyland Paris. So I have 2 different hotels that I added, but same thing, you just forward your email in and it puts in all the information with the correct dates, checkouts, all that. It
is so convenient. And then here we get into those categories that are going to mimic what we have on our notes app. So I have places to visit. I named this one foodie. This one is shop. And then this is when I was searching for possible hotels to stay at. So that's pos hotels. But shops, again, you can add in little notes, which is super easy and convenient. It'll tell you what days the stores are closed, which is really important to note. But let's get into the actual itineraries. We're going to be doing an example itinerary day on how you're going to optimize all of your little pins with this perfectly curated map that you personally came up with, starting off at the hotel. So this is the hotel that I stayed at. So we're obviously starting off here. Easiest place to go, and let's just plan a nice little day that's close to our hotel. So automatically I see Corette. This is like the viral hot chocolate spot, and it is a great place. I highly recommend going. I also really enjoyed their breakfast. But let's say we start there, we want breakfast, we want to get those famous eggs they have, and then right across the street is Place des Vosges, which is a gorgeous landmark area that we can check off our to-do list. So we'll do that right after each other, and I'll show you how great this is because we're going from our hotel to Corette is only a 12-minute walk, which is perfect. And then from Corette to Place des Vosges is literally across the street. So it's a 2-minute walk, which is nice and easy. Right, automatically, I see there's a shop that I have added. So let's add it to the day, just because as we're walking over, we want to walk off our food, continue to kind of sightsee. And then here is a museum. I believe this is the Paris History Museum. Yeah, Paris and Art History exhibit. So what's nice about this as well is it's going to give you a little description, which is great. They're closed on Mondays. This is a Sunday, so we're in the clear, and we add it to our day, which is great. Sevenly Heart is a really cute cafe. So I've seen this all over TikTok. I definitely want to stop here. I think that would be great. This is another little matcha shop, so I'm gonna add this one as well. And you might be thinking, why are you adding 2 coffee places? Just because while I'm walking around, I can decide, oh, maybe I want to go to this little cute coffee shop, or maybe I want somewhere that's going to specialize in matchas a little bit more. This is a great shop. This is one of my favorite shops in all of Paris, so we're definitely going to add that to the day. And as we've been going, I don't know if you can tell, but it's been marking things in this yellow color. So every day is going to be lined in this different color, so you can really tell the route of your day and if you're having the most efficient day possible. So I think it's been going pretty efficiently so far, and it always is going to route you back to your hotel. This day is when I was going to Disneyland Paris, so that's why it's routing us kind of out of the city, and it's saying it's going to take an hour, but that's good to know as well. This was the day I was heading out. Okay, so we ended off here at this Flex store. I love this store, and this is another store that I really love. This is a store in Paris where they sell Sunny Angels, so we can stop by after. It's along this little route. I don't have any reservations for this day, so there's no like time constraint or area where we have to make it. We can kind of just wander freely. Automatically right now I just saw a pharmacy that I have on my list, so let's add that to the itinerary. We'll make our pharmacy stop because Paris is really known for their pharmacy finds being very affordable. Oh, here's another viral store that I really want to go to. This is where they sell cool sneakers that I really want to get. And then maybe we start making our way over to the Seine. This is a restaurant, and this is another shop. So I'm going to pick the shop instead. That way we get over to this area, and I don't have any reservations for this night. So maybe as we're walking around over here, we can find a nice restaurant along the Seine. We can find really anywhere to eat, or if we want to cross the Seine and head over to maybe the Latin Quarter, Saint Germain area, and end up over here. Or if we want to walk back to our hotel from here, walk along the Seine. That is what our little example itinerary day is looking like. Honestly, this looks like a really perfect day to kind of explore the Le Marais area. It's not a heavy itinerary day. We don't have any reservations. We don't have anything that's necessarily tying us down, but it gives us a general route that we can follow so that we can still have an efficient day, but not overly planned. We have no dinner plans. We can stumble upon whatever Parisian gem we find. We still get some organization into that. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any further questions, please let me know. If you want any further Paris recs or anything like that, let me know in the comments below. But I hoped this helped.
And also, of course, just as a disclaimer, even with the perfect planning, tailoring your trip in the most foolproof way, things can change, things can randomly be closed, there can be strikes, things can be happening. So always be flexible. And personally, I think to have an enjoyable trip, you should have a mix of higher planned, high itinerary days and like a lower wiggle room itinerary day. But I think planning as much as you can is going to help help. Just keep an open mind. It sucks when there's lots of places and things you want to do that maybe you have to reserve ahead of time, but I at least recommend having one night where you don't have a reservation and have more of a chill vibe, which is something we did, and it was much needed and appreciated. Usually if you want to make the most of your travels, you are having to wake up early, even earlier if you need to get ready, but give yourself again a day or two where you don't, and you let yourself sleep in, because again, it is your vacation as well. This is all super personal to you and to your preferences. I will say having all of this information into one place, visually mapped out where you can see, if something does change and go wrong, you can easily pivot because you have everything marked that you already know and like. Okay, that is how I plan my travel itineraries, using TikToks for ideas in Inspo, using the notes app for quick access to organize your preferences with little notes to remember them by, gathering all of that into Wanderlog to build a visual and efficient plan and daily itineraries for your trip. I hope this gives you guys some ideas, and I hope this helped. I'm telling you, this changed the game for me. I used it for my entire Europe travel, for all the different destinations I went to, all the different hotels, all the different flights. It was the best way to keep all of that information organized in one place. Let me know in the comments below if you want any more information or if you have any questions. If you want to see a condensed version of my 5-day perfect Paris itinerary, I can definitely make a video for you guys. If you want to see a more vlog style of that, I do have my Paris vlog up on this channel, as well as London and Edinburgh. And now I can share with you guys that I am going back to Paris this summer. So I made this video right before I'm going to start prepping and planning my next itinerary. So let me know if there's any specific travel content you guys want to see, anything you want me to film or share. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.